If one day we truly uncover the final secret of the universe, will humanity still have any reason to exist? Or will that very moment shatter everything we call reality as nothing more than an illusion? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, a place where we explore the greatest questions humanity has ever asked. If you find these topics thought-provoking, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any journey in the search for truth. Your support is what motivates me to go deeper into the biggest mysteries of the universe. Part 1. What is the final mystery? The concept of the final mystery. When we talk about the final mystery, the first question is, what does final mean? Does it mean the last in the timeline of discoveries, or the ultimate one beyond which there is nothing left to ask? In science, every time a hypothesis is confirmed, many new questions arise. We discovered atoms, then found nuclei and electrons, then quarks, and now scientists are even debating if there are more fundamental particles. So does a final mystery really exist? Or is it only an illusion created by our desire for closure? There are two ways to understand this. The final mystery as a destination, a single ultimate theory that explains all phenomena in the universe, from gravity, light, to human consciousness. This is what Einstein referred to as the grand unified theory. The final mystery as an illusion. There is no end. The universe is like an endless hallway. Every door we open only leads to more doors waiting ahead. Why do humans seek the final mystery? Since ancient times, humans have looked up at the night sky and asked, who are we? Where did this universe come from? These questions have driven science, philosophy, and religion for thousands of years. Religion offers answers through faith. The universe was created by a divine being, and humanity has a predetermined place. Philosophy questions and reflects on existence, the self, and the meaning of life. Science seeks evidence, builds models, and tests them to move closer to truth. But is there truly a final destination? Or is it an endless journey? Perhaps the final mystery is not about the answer itself, but the very process of searching. Historical examples. When Copernicus showed that Earth is not the center of the universe, people thought they had reached the ultimate truth, but later discovered the sun is just one star among billions. When Newton proposed the law of universal gravitation, the universe was seen as a perfect clockwork machine. Then quantum mechanics shattered that image. When Einstein introduced relativity, many believed we were close to the final truth, but relativity could not be reconciled with quantum mechanics. Each time, the so-called final truth slipped further away just as we thought we were near it. The modern debate. Today, scientists are divided into two camps. Optimists believe that one day, we will find a single formula that explains everything, theory of everything. Skeptics or realists argue that human cognition has limits, and the final mystery will always remain out of reach, or may not even exist. What about you? Do you believe in a master key that unlocks the whole universe? Or is it all just an endless journey? Part 2. The scientific perspective, mysteries still unsolved. Modern science is like a giant puzzle. We've filled in some large sections, but vast dark spaces remain blank. These gaps may hold the final mysteries of the universe. Big Bang, the universe from nothing? Science agrees that the universe began with the Big Bang about 13.8 billion years ago. Space, time, matter, and energy all emerged from that moment. But this leads to three huge questions. What happened before the Big Bang? If time itself began with the Big Bang, does the word before even make sense? Some theories, like the cyclic universe, suggest the Big Bang is just one breath in an eternal rhythm of expansion and contraction. What caused the Big Bang? Science can describe events from 10 superscript 3 seconds after the Big Bang, but at time zero, all physical laws break down. This is a mathematical wall that no theory has yet crossed. Was the Big Bang the only beginning? The multiverse theory suggests the Big Bang may only be one local event. Many other universes could have had their own Big Bangs. So even the first question, where did the universe come from, remains a profound mystery. Dark matter and dark energy, 95% of the universe is invisible. One of the most shocking discoveries of the 20th century. Everything we see, stars, planets, galaxies, makes up only 5% of the universe. About 27% is dark matter. About 68% is dark energy. Dark matter, invisible, untouchable, gives off no light, and reflects nothing. Yet we know it exists because its gravity holds galaxies together. Without it, galaxies would fly apart. So far, no one has ever directly detected a dark matter particle, despite advanced underground detectors. Dark energy, the mysterious force driving the accelerated expansion of the universe. It acts like a strange repulsive power against gravity. Its nature is completely unknown. No particles, no solid theory to explain it. If one day we manage to unlock the secrets of dark matter and dark energy, we may finally hold the key to understanding the other 95% of the universe. Quantum mechanics, the illogical universe. Quantum mechanics is the foundation of modern physics, yet at the same time, it is one of its greatest mysteries. In the quantum world, a particle can exist in many states at once, the principle of superposition. A particle can instantly affect another particle, even if they are billions of light-years apart. Quantum entanglement. The result of an experiment can depend on whether there is an observer or not, the Copenhagen interpretation. Albert Einstein strongly opposed this, calling it spooky action at a distance. But modern experiments confirm quantum mechanics is correct, no matter how irrational it seems. The frightening part is this: if quantum mechanics is true, then the objective reality we believe in might only be an illusion, shaped by the observer. The unified theory, Einstein's unfinished dream. Einstein spent the last half of his life searching for a unified theory, a single formula that could explain all the forces in the universe. Today, we know four fundamental forces: gravity, electromagnetism, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force. The last three have already been unified in the standard model of particle physics. But gravity, the most universal force, still cannot be merged. Theories like string theory or loop quantum gravity have been proposed, but so far, there is no experimental evidence. If one day we discover the theory of everything, humanity may finally touch the final mystery, at least from a scientific perspective. Modern science and the wall of knowledge. Even if science advances beyond imagination, there are still limits. Limits of observation. We cannot see beyond the cosmic horizon, because light from that region has not yet reached Earth. Limits of calculation. Some phenomena are so complex that even the most powerful supercomputers cannot simulate them exactly. Limits of consciousness. Perhaps the human brain simply does not have the structure to comprehend the deepest layers of reality. In other words, science may keep solving many mysteries, but it may never reach the ultimate one. Part 3. The philosophical perspective, the self in the universe. If science is the tool to measure, calculate, and prove, then philosophy is the mirror that lets us look inward, questioning meaning and purpose. After all, the final mystery of the universe is not only about equations, but also about human consciousness, the only thing we directly experience. Humanity in an infinite universe. Since Copernicus showed that Earth is not the center of the universe, we have gradually faced a harsh truth. Earth is just a small planet orbiting an ordinary star. That star is just one among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way. The Milky Way itself is only one of hundreds of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. If the universe is infinite, then our existence is like a grain of dust in a boundless desert. So does the final mystery even matter to us? There are two ways to see it. Nihilism. Our existence has no meaning. No matter how much we discover, the universe does not care. The anthropic principle. The universe seems fine-tuned for life to exist. Without extremely precise physical constants, we would never be here to ask questions. The fact that we exist may itself be part of the final mystery. Western philosophy, from Plato to Kant. Throughout Western philosophy, thinkers have approached the final mystery in different ways. Plato believed the material world is only a shadow of the world of ideas. True reality lies in a higher realm beyond what we see. Descartes declared, "I think, therefore I am." For him, individual consciousness is the only certainty. The external universe could even be an illusion. Kant distinguished between phenomena, what we can experience, and noumena, things in themselves, existing beyond perception. He argued that humans can never reach the final mystery, because we only know the universe through the filter of consciousness. In short, Western philosophy suggests that the ultimate secret may not be in the external world, but in the limits of human perception. Eastern philosophy, the inward path. While the West often seeks answers through reasoning, the East turns inward, toward direct spiritual experience. Buddhism teaches that all phenomena are impermanent and without inherent self. The final mystery is not about what lies outside the universe, but about freeing ourselves from the illusion of the ego. When the self is released, we realize our unity with the universe. Taoism speaks of the Tao, an invisible, ineffable principle that is both the foundation and the flow of all things. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. If the ultimate mystery can be expressed in words, then it is no longer a mystery. Hinduism, Vedanta proclaims that Atman is Brahman, the deepest self, Atman, is one with the absolute, Brahman. The final mystery is not out there, but within us. Consciousness, a fundamental component of reality? One of the most debated questions today. Is consciousness merely a byproduct of the brain, or is it a fundamental part of the universe? Physicalism, consciousness is just neural activity. When the brain dies, consciousness ends. Idealism, consciousness comes first. Matter is only an expression of consciousness. Quantum consciousness hypothesis, Penrose, Hameroff consciousness may be linked to quantum processes in the brain, meaning it is tied to the deepest structure of the universe. If consciousness is as fundamental as space and time, then the final mystery cannot be explained by physics alone. It must also include subjective experience. The problem of the observer, a major paradox in both science and philosophy. Does the universe exist without an observer? In quantum mechanics, a particle only chooses a state when observed. In philosophy, Berkeley once said, "To be is to be perceived." Perhaps the final mystery of the universe is the strange connection between objective reality and subjective awareness. A combined perspective. Science gives us the map, while philosophy gives us the mirror to look into ourselves. Together, they suggest the universe may be infinite, but meaning lies in how we experience it. The final mystery may not be a mathematical formula, but an inseparable link between consciousness and reality. Perhaps we, the observers, are already part of that mystery. Part 4. Leading hypotheses about the final mystery. The final mystery of the universe may be explained through many different hypotheses. They are not only the products of laboratories or telescopes, but also the result of the intersection between science, mathematics, and human imagination. Here are 4 of the most debated hypotheses in today's scientific and philosophical communities. The simulation hypothesis. This idea became famous through philosopher Nick Bostrom, Oxford University, and is often mentioned by scientists and tech billionaires like Elon Musk. Core idea: in the future, an advanced civilization could create computer simulations so detailed that they can simulate an entire universe, including conscious beings within it. If so, the chance that we are living in a simulation is extremely high, because simulated universes would far outnumber a single real one. Strengths. Explains why the universe appears so finely tuned for life. Explains strange quantum phenomena. For example, particles only choose a state when observed, like a video game only rendering graphics when the player looks at the screen. Weaknesses. No experimental evidence exists. If the universe is a simulation, we must then ask, who created the simulation? And this chain of questions could go on forever. Backhand index pointing right. If true, the final mystery is not a mathematical formula, but the fact that we are living inside the game of a higher intelligence. The multiverse. According to many theories in physics, our universe may not be the only one. There are 3 common levels. Spatial multiverse. Beyond the observable cosmic horizon, there may exist countless other universes. Physical multiverse. Each universe could have different physical constants. In one, atoms may not exist. In another, there may be no gravity. Quantum multiverse. According to Everett's many worlds interpretation, every time a quantum event happens, the universe splits into many parallel versions. Consequences: if the multiverse exists, then our universe is just one of countless others. The final mystery may not be, why does the universe exist? But rather, why are we in this universe and not another? Debate. The multiverse cannot currently be tested directly. It remains a speculation based on equations and models. Entropy and the heat death of the universe. According to the principle of entropy in thermodynamics, every closed system tends toward disorder, maximum entropy. This means the universe will keep expanding forever. Stars will burn out and fade away. Energy will be evenly spread out, and no processes will remain possible. This scenario is called the heat death of the universe, the darkest ending. A cold, black, silent cosmos. Why is this the final mystery? Because if heat death occurs, then all knowledge, life, and meaning will vanish. It raises the question, can eternal meaning exist in a universe destined to die? The cyclic universe. Some theories argue that the Big Bang was not the absolute beginning. Instead, the universe may operate in cycles: expansion, contraction, expansion. As the universe expands to its maximum, gravity pulls it back into a big crunch. Then, a new Big Bang occurs. This process repeats endlessly. Philosophical consequences. The final mystery may not lie in finding a single beginning, but in understanding the eternal cycle of existence. Common features of these hypotheses. Whether it is simulation, multiverse, entropy, or cycles, they all share something in common. They suggest that the final mystery is far from simple. They challenge human intuition and long-held beliefs. Most importantly, none of them has absolute evidence. Perhaps the final mystery will forever remain in unprovable hypotheses, and the very act of discussing them is already part of the journey. Part 5. The meaning for humanity. Absolute knowledge, liberation, or extinction. If humanity discovers the final mystery of the universe, there are two opposite scenarios. Liberation. We may become true masters of reality. By understanding the nature of space and time, we could travel the cosmos, harness infinite energy, and even overcome the limits of biological death. In this vision, humanity could become a Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale, harnessing the energy of an entire galaxy. Extinction, existential crisis. If we know all the answers, then life, creativity, and the pursuit of meaning could lose purpose. Humanity might fall into nihilism, as all belief and motivation collapse. The final mystery could be like the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. Once we find it, we also lose our reason to exist. Science, from tool to divine power. Science is not only about discovery, but also about changing reality. If the final mystery is unlocked, technology could create infinite energy by tapping directly into dark energy or quantum vacuum, enable intergalactic travel by bending space, warp drives, wormholes, upload and backup consciousness into new environments transcending death, create or destroy entire universes, turning science into the art of world building. In this case, humanity would no longer be mere living beings, but technological gods. Philosophy, a new meaning of existence. Philosophy will then face questions like, if we know everything, why live at all? Where does meaning lie when no secrets remain? Perhaps the answer is this: meaning is not the destination, knowing everything, but the journey of seeking. The final mystery, if it exists, only exists so that we will never stop asking questions. In other words, to live is to seek, not simply to find. Human civilization, evolving to a new level. If we were to unlock the ultimate secret, humanity would no longer remain the species Homo sapiens as we know it today. Biological plus technological evolution. We could merge with machines, creating a collective intelligence. a kind of superconsciousness of humanity. Escaping Earth, we would no longer be confined to this small planet. Humanity would become a cosmic species. Redefining life, life would not only mean flesh and blood, but could exist as energy, data, or even a quantum field. In this scenario, discovering the final mystery would mean that humanity transforms into an entirely new form of existence. The risks when humanity is not ready. On the other hand, if we uncover the truth too soon, before we are mature enough in ethics and awareness, the consequences could be catastrophic. Ultimate weapons. The final secret might be exploited for warfare, leading to global destruction. Collapse of values. If reality is only a simulation, or if consciousness is just an illusion, many might lose their sense of purpose, resulting in social chaos. Power imbalance. If only a small elite gains access to this knowledge, they could dominate the rest of humanity. In other words, the final mystery could be both the key to paradise and the gateway to hell. A combined perspective. For science, it is a promise of unlimited power. For philosophy, it is a challenge to the meaning of existence. For humanity, it is both a chance to evolve and a danger of self-destruction. Perhaps the final mystery will never be revealed, not because it doesn't exist, but because the universe wants to preserve humanity's drive to keep searching. Part 6. The Path of Discovery. Where are we now? The longing to uncover the ultimate secret of the universe is not just a dream. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, humanity has built enormous tools, developed profound theories, and taken step after step toward lifting the veil that hides the truth. At the same time, however, we must face harsh limits. Some things may forever remain beyond human understanding. The great scientific tools of our time. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, the most powerful time machine humanity has ever created, can look back nearly 13.5 billion years, close to the moment after the Big Bang. Each image JWST sends back is not just breathtaking. It holds vital data for understanding the formation of galaxies, stars, and cosmic structures. The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, located on the French-Swiss border, stretching 27 kilometers underground. It enabled the discovery of the Higgs boson, the missing piece of the Standard Model. In the future, it might provide evidence for dark matter, or open doors to physics beyond the Standard Model. Artificial intelligence, AI, in physics. AI can already identify mathematical patterns and simulate quantum phenomena that were once impossible to calculate. Some theorists believe AI may help solve the complex equations leading to a unified theory. Others even suggest AI could uncover hidden links between consciousness and quantum physics. The limits of technology. Yet no matter how powerful our tools are, we face boundaries. The speed of light. Nothing can go faster, meaning we cannot directly observe the entire universe. Energy limits. To test string theory or Planck scale physics, we would need energies millions of times higher than the LHC, far beyond our current capabilities. Time limits. Certain cosmic phenomena, like the accelerating expansion of the universe, require billions of years to measure clearly. The limits of human cognition. Beyond technology, our very brains may be the greatest barrier. The human brain evolved for survival on Earth, not for understanding hidden dimensions or quantum mechanics. Many physical concepts, like curved spacetime or higher dimensions, run completely against our intuition. We may need a new form of intelligence, AI, or a human-machine hybrid superbrain, to overcome this limit. Where are we on this journey? If the exploration of the universe were like climbing a mountain, humanity has only just stepped away from the foothills. We've sketched a rough map, we know there's a peak, and we see some possible paths. But the higher we climb, the more cliffs and fog appear. Perhaps the summit, the final mystery, truly exists. Or perhaps, when we climb far enough, we'll realize there is no summit at all, only an endless range of peaks. The future of humanity. There are three major possibilities. 1. Approaching the ultimate truth. AI plus quantum science plus next-generation telescopes may combine to open levels of knowledge never before imagined. Within a few centuries, we may achieve a theory of everything. 2. hitting a hard limit. Some truths may remain forever beyond reach because the universe is too vast and too complex. In this case, the final mystery becomes a philosophical concept rather than a scientific one. 3. Surpassing limits through intellectual evolution. If humans merge with AI, becoming a collective superintelligence, we might break through cognitive barriers. Then, the quest for the ultimate truth would move to a level of intelligence beyond human. Part 7. A personal perspective, the final mystery may never be solved. After exploring countless theories, tools, and scenarios, perhaps the most important question is not whether the final mystery truly exists, but how we choose to approach it. The final mystery, could it be an illusion? The idea of a final mystery might simply be a product of human imagination, born from our desire to find an ending, an absolute truth. But the universe has no obligation to be simple or even understandable at all. Perhaps the ultimate truth is this: there is no ultimate truth. The final mystery, endless questions themselves. Philosopher Karl Popper once said, "Human knowledge is a small lighthouse in the vast ocean of ignorance." If so, then the ultimate secret is not a single formula, but the endless capacity to keep asking questions. What makes humanity great is not knowing everything, but never ceasing to search. Why does this matter? Because it reshapes the meaning of life itself. We do not exist to uncover the final answer. We exist to explore, to create, to love, and to leave behind a legacy in this never-ending journey. So, what is the final mystery of the universe? Maybe it is the nature of time. Maybe it is the role of consciousness. Maybe it is the reason why there is something instead of nothing. But perhaps the final mystery is this: there will always be another mystery waiting to be discovered. Backhand index pointing right, and that is what makes the journey worthwhile. If one day we knew everything, the game would be over. But as long as we still have questions, we still have hope, desire, and life itself. If you found this journey, from science and philosophy to reflections on the future, truly inspiring and thought-provoking, then, like this video to spread the spirit of discovery. Subscribe so you won't miss the next adventures with me. Share it with your friends because who knows, they might also be asking themselves, what is the final mystery of the universe? For only when we ask questions together and search together will the journey of exploring the universe and ourselves truly never end.